So if you're one of the many golfers out there who has a shorter backswing, we can't quite get to parallel at the top of the swing, I'm going to tell you in this video exactly how to optimize a shorter golf swing for one, accuracy and distance in there as well, because you can hit the ball extremely straight, of course, but you can actually hit the ball really far with a shorter golf swing in there. So let's get into this and how to do it with your golf swing. I'm Jonathan Chown with JChownGolf. Let's dive right into it. So let's jump straight into it on how to hit the ball straighter and longer with a shorter golf swing. So there's two things we really need to do. First, let's talk about how to hit the ball straighter, because a lot of golfers with short golf swings get this completely wrong. And that is at the top of your backswing. So we know for a top of the backswing, short swing, it's going to be around what you'd call kind of like a 3/4, maybe just past that, not quite parallel at the top. We need that club shaft to be slightly laid off at the top. So slightly laid off, pointing a little bit down towards the left of the target there for a right-handed golfer. Why we want to do that is because we need to get that center of mass of the club pitching behind us as we start the way down. So in layman's terms, shallowing the golf club. We need to shallow the golf club coming down. So that's going to help us to turn efficiently through the golf ball. So that makes it easier for us to do, having that slightly laid off shaft, because that club is almost already shallow behind us. So then we don't need to do too much to be able to get it to shallow in a very short space of time. Shorter golf swing, you can just generally view it as you've got a shorter space of time, you've got to complete your golf swing in. So what I see golfers do is they will be across the line, so crossed up here at the top here. So you can imagine for a shorter golf swing, that means you've got to do a lot of work to be able to shallow the club behind you. Lots and lots of work in an absolute split second, to where some golfers might be able to do that. We see some PGA Tour players do it. Matthew Wolff, for example, gets quite crossed up and then really shallows it. But not many of us mere mortals can do that. So what we'll normally see players do when they get a little bit crossed up at the top of a short swing, their club will start to try to shallow, but it'll get about halfway there and they'll end up with a steep shaft, club out in front of them. And then we know when we're steep, club's out in front of us as well, we're going to end up early extending, or we're going to end up dropping our trail shoulder down in order to get the club back onto the golf ball. So your shorter golf swing that you've done to make you more compact, make you more accurate, is actually hurting you if you're doing it with a crossed up shaft at the top. You'll have more of a chance to come out of your posture and hit terrible contact. So we need that shaft to be a little bit laid off. So the reason I see a lot of players have that crossed up shaft at the top of the backswing with their short swing is because their trail elbow is moving too far behind their body there at the top of the swing. Their right arm is shooting behind them like this, which we can see immediately relates into the club going across the line. So we want that right arm with a short golf swing to be a little bit more connected to our body. You can almost view it as your elbow pointing a little bit more down towards the ground here. You can see how, again, that is now going to help the club stay a little bit more laid off. As soon as it moves, shaft will start to stand up. So we need that elbow being a little bit more to our side, pointing down. You can almost view it as your arms being a little bit closer together, your elbows being closer. So great drill to do for this is a training aid. So Tour Striker Smart Ball, best one for this. Now all we do with this training aid is we have our ball, and what we do with our ball, we keep it in between our arms, so where this will lie just underneath our elbows here. If we keep this in between our arms, we've got that good structure, arms are staying closer together, elbows pointing down towards the ground, it's not shooting behind me, not going away. So if I drop this, you're going to see straight away, right arm's going to get away from me, club's going to go a little bit across the line. So best training aid out there if you've got a shorter golf swing, to make sure it's optimized and getting that shaft angle nice and laid off. So let's hit one here. Ball training aid in between the arms. Us just hitting that, keeping this in between our arms is going to give us that good structure. Okay, getting that trail elbow to where we want to achieve that laid off shaft, as we said. That'll help you shallow. That'll help you turn through the golf ball. That's your accuracy portion done for that. Very much a priority for you. You have to have that shaft slightly laid off. But also, we need to still hit the ball a decent distance. As absolutely true, if you have a shorter golf swing, you are going to hit the ball shorter. But that's only if you're not doing a few things that we need to do to optimize our distance set. best player in the world to look at for this is actually the best player in the world, and that is Jon Rahm. Best player as I'm recording this, #1. So what Jon Rahm does, as we know, he has a very short golf swing, slightly laid off at the top. You've got to be. Jon Rahm knows how to do it. But we'll see if we take more of a notice of Jon Rahm's left foot as he starts to the top of his swing. He lifts his heel up in his backswing, but as he's starting his downswing, or as he's really completing his backswing, his left heel will start to slam down onto the ground. So he'll be almost completing his swing with his upper body, and his left heel will slam down towards the ground, which will start his downswing sequencing a little bit earlier. So it creates great separation between lower body and upper body, and it will also help you use the ground a little bit better and spike some more force out of it. So increase your vertical forces with the ground, which is a very, very big element to creating more club head speed. So you just purely lifting up that left heel to start off your backswing, or really, we'll say after the takeaway, you can start lifting up that left heel. And as soon as you start to feel like you're just about to finish your backswing, slam that heel back down. That's all you need to think. So again, let's do that. Lift up that left heel and slam it down just before I complete my backswing. Nice short swing. And you will immediately feel way more speed going through there. You'll feel like a different golfer with how much more force you can put into that shot there. So this will massively increase the amount of distance you can get out of your shot for a shorter golf swing. If you've got a longer golf swing, you can still do this as well. We see a lot of long drivers do this exact same move. See a lot of players out on tour who are trying to gain more distance do this move as well. But for a shorter golf swing, you have to do it. I'll dare say for a lot of you, you would still hit the ball just as far as you would do with a normal length golf swing doing this, maybe even a little bit further if you don't use enough vertical force in your golf swing. This is what this trains. So again, one more. Let's get that left heel lifting up, slamming back down. We know we want to keep this right arm a little bit more connected to our side. We could do this with the training aid at the same time for sure. So let's get that power going. So lifting it up, slam it down before I complete my swing. And that creates very powerful shots. I'm not trying to go at that harder. That's just what it's creating in my golf swing there. So we've got to, like we know, that doesn't matter if we're not hitting the ball straight. So we've got to be making sure we're getting that shaft laid off first. So nice training aid will work on that, making sure the right arm is in a good position. That's what I normally see golfers struggle with when regards to their top of the backswing position with their shaft angle. Laid off is what we want with a short swing. Secondly, make sure we're using our footwork nicely. Left heel raising up, slamming back down before we complete the top of our backswing, and we'll be well on our way to having a straight and longer, shorter golf swing. We'll probably be hitting it straighter and longer than we do with our normal swing. So if you like this video, of course, click that like button. If you want more golf instruction just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So do these two things, you're going to be really optimizing a short golf swing.